Good morning, YouTube. This is Chuck Gentles again, and well, I'm back in the shop. We made a run up into the forest Saturday. Every creek is bone dry. Wolf Creek, Turkey Creek, and Crooks Canyon is dry, and they're all filled with great big cobbles. So when the water gets back, it's going to be some good mining, I think. But nonetheless, we're back in the shop because it's supposed to be 90 something up here again today. So yeah, while it's that hot, I'm not going to take a chance on going out and getting heat stroke or something. I'm working hard in the heat like that. So we're going to do a little bit of salvage work here, some recycling. If you look at this is from a real small mini high banker that a guy built this years ago. I mean, 30 years ago, I would guess. It's made out of probably, this might be 20 gauge aluminum. And it's built for a good design and everything, but it's all pieces, everything's pieced together here. And this expanded metal is steel. Everything else is aluminum. So we're going to take this apart and scrap it to take it to recycle. And once we get that done, we're going to go after these guys over here. These are all motor armatures. And these are small ones, as you can see by the size of my hand. But there is some decent copper on them. If you look, let's see, this one has the best view right here. This is all copper windings, and it goes all the way through. This one has a permanent magnet in it, as you can see, because these went together like that. So that has nothing to do with anything other than it's a pain because it keeps trying to take these. So what I typically do with these, anytime you have a commutator on the end, and this is a commutator, this is where your brushes run, that increases your magnetic fields and makes everything go round and round. What I typically do is I'll cut it right here and take this off totally. But before that, what I'll probably do, and looking at this one especially, the shaft, the drive shaft is here in the center of this bearing. And I'll drive this drive shaft out of all of these. And that way all I have here is to work with will be the copper. And after we get the crown, this is called a crown. After I get this cut off, this is copper, so it'll go in number 2 probably, I'm guessing, because of the size of the wire that goes through it. But then we'll have a little bit of steel from the bearings, a little bit of steel from the drive shafts. And that's the name of the game. So I'll be back when I'm ready to start taking this apart. I'm going to start on this end here. That's the bottom. And that will get us started here. And this friend of mine, he passed away a few years ago. He built and sold tons of this stuff, mountains of it. But so he wouldn't lose water. If you look, almost every one of these has silicone on the rivets. And any seams, he siliconed all the seams up here. So it makes it a little more of a challenge getting things apart, but we'll get it. So let's get started. I'm just going to drill out these rivets. I'll drill out a few just to see how hard it's going to be and let you see, and we'll all see. See? That's a toughie there. I'm only going to take the steel off. I'm going to use the aluminum just like it is. And they'll take that, I'm pretty sure. I can get these rivets out. If they get them fold over here in place. Like that. See, now this, they said he siliconed all this, so it wasn't going to leak, but it won't even move. I think these are also a couple of rivets. And yes, I will save all that aluminum. Some of you probably wouldn't, but you know, that's the way it goes. Okay. That looks like it should be. Yeah, let's see if we can get something under this. Wow. Let's see, I think we're gonna have to get more violent with this, so be right back. Okay, so I drove the cutting knife underneath here to break it loose from the silicone, and now I'm just doing this with a screwdriver just to get that off of there, because it held down this end. But we can leave like the rivet, we'll leave that in. That'll go in the scrap, and we'll get the rest of these. These are all aluminum rivets. Okay, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. Looks like 6 of these I got to take out yet. So let me get after that. I'm not going to have you watch me drilling rivets. Be back. All right, guys, it came out relatively easy. These are real small rivets here, and I got it loose on both sides, and I got this loose. So this will just come off like that. Leave the rivet in there because they're all aluminum. This will go to steel. This will go to aluminum. This will go to aluminum. And that's it for this one. We'll be back with motor armatures. All right, guys, so this isn't really necessary, but it makes a lot more room in my buckets for me. This is that sluice you saw. And what I'm doing is just hammering it flatter. And I've got it bent over here, and I'll beat on a little bit more and get this a little flatter here. And then it'll fit the bucket better, and that'll be that. So, anyway. A few years ago, I used to make knives. That's why I have all these anvils in here. So now what we got is this. It's this kind of a sheet of aluminum. And it fits right in the bucket, so we'll be good. Okay. Starting off to be a good day. All right, be back. All right, guys, so the way I do these, this is the crown end, and I drive the shaft out from the crown end. This is the crown right here. And the shaft, I drive this way out, and that'll get this bearing off, and hopefully take that one with it. You'll see it'll go out that hole good enough, but sometimes this is just a little bit of a chore. And other times it goes really good. There goes the bearing. I'm not sure I can get that. Uh-oh. Okay, we're gonna have to regroup on this one. These are small enough that they hang up, so. Okay, regroup. Be back. Okay, we've gone to the 5-inch vise. So. All right, so what we'll do is try to drive this without. Okay, so this one's being stubborn like they all do as soon as you put them on the camera. So we've got a full started. There we go. Change again. Okay, now I'm stuck in the crown, but that's not a big deal. I'll do a longer punch as soon as I get that out of there. Drive them out with maybe this rod. Let's try this. And notice I've got a real short grip on the hammer because this slice is actually too high to do this. But there we are, done. So now we got the two bearings out. Yeah, let's see, let me back you out here just a touch. So if you look right here, that's the shaft in one bearing, the other bearing is over there on the floor. And now the crown, we can take and cut this crown off right here. And then we can go through this and take all this copper out. So that's the game plan anyhow. So we get a little bit of steel out of it, like we did with that sluice. And this crown is copper, so that'll be number 2. And this wire will actually be number 2 also. But I should be able to drive something up these slots to get the wire loose. So we'll give that a shot and be back. Guys, I usually use a grinder and an angle grinder and a cutoff wheel on it. And I just wanted to see, not with the shafts on, because you couldn't do this with the shaft in. It's not a hardened shaft, but it's hard. But we'll just use a hacksaw, because you're just cutting this little copper and some fiberglass, and there it is. It's off. So this can go in just as it is. I don't think you can see that. Where are we here? Here we are. Yeah, let's back out some more. Yeah, this can go in number 1 just as it is. I might try to pry that plastic off of this side, but sometimes they, my yard gets a little ollie sometimes, and the least little thing they get after you. So anyhow, we'll be back. All right, guys. Let me turn my fan off. Typically, I'll do this with a cutoff wheel, but I don't have any for my little Dremel grinder, so, and the ones for the angle iron are too big. But this is with a hacksaw. This is going to be much more time consuming, but you just do this to cut that slot. And see, I'm down to copper already. I've already cut 2 of these. This will take a lot longer. That one's down. Then you can just pry these loose on this side. After you do this, you can just keep turning this. the last one was. Let's do that. Probably at some point when you do that, it's going to crack and this plastic's going to break, so that's okay too. All right, guys, I meant to have this on the press and be cutting it in half, and I broke one of the bolts off and I was tightening the head, so I ain't gonna work. But back to the old hatchet. And there we go, cut in half. I kind of do these like a transformer. I'll have to get that other piece out, and what you get is this. And you can see all the wire sticking through here, all the way through, and it started to push out on the other side. So we'll just take a screwdriver, go down the slots and push them out, and then we'll have all the copper. All right, be back. All right, guys, if you've been on YouTube at all and watched people scrap, when they're scrapping these, there's a lot of different ways to do it. I do it this way because I'm not in a real hurry to get any of this done. It's too hot to do anything else. So, and I just do this with a small screwdriver, and it forces, you can see the wires coming out, and you just work your way around here. Some of them are easier than others. Now I did cut this in half just so I have a bigger surface to hit on. Then you got to tighten it, and then it makes it harder for them to come out. So, well, now it's worth messing with, especially if you've got a little bit of time that you want to kill. And you can see them all coming out here now as I've been going around. See, it's coming out with the fiberglass. So let's see, where was I? I was about right here, I think. There we go. And the smaller the screwdriver you have to do this, or any kind of tool you can use, it doesn't have to be a screwdriver. No sense in beating up a perfectly good screwdriver. This takes a little time, a little patience. And they just come. And it's there's, like I said, there's a million different ways to do these. This is just the way I started doing them years ago, and you can see all the wire coming out now, all the way around, everywhere I've been working. All right, thank you so much for watching. Give this a thumbs up, share, subscribe, come back again, give it a great comment. And thanks again for watching these. Well, like it says, guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share with a friend, subscribe, ring the bell for future notifications, give a great comment, and definitely come back.